Hello guys, welcome back again to Bertronics TV. Alright, in this video, ang pag-uusapan natin ay inner product and orthogonal function. The inner product of two functions, fm and fn, on the interval ab is the number denoted by close parenthesis fm, fn equal to the integral on the interval a to b of f sub m of x, f sub n of x dx. Now, the two functions fm and fn are said to be orthogonal on the interval AB if the inner product is equal to 0 for values of m not equal to n. So, this is our fourth video for the signals and system, and nagkaroon na tayo ng background about orthogonality on the last video. At malamang, ang inyong tanong ay, paano ko ba magagamit yan sa pag-resemble ng signal? Now, itong note natin guys, no? Kung ang inner product natin ay equal to 0, yung dalawang functions natin, walang similarities. Okay? But, if their inner product is not equal to 0, meron silang similarities. And, yung ating fm ay pwede raw i-represent by fn only with appropriate coefficient. So, kailangan natin yung appropriate coefficient na yun to approximate by, for example, fn yung ating function na fm. Pwede rin naman yung vice versa. Alright? From the last video natin, nakita rin natin na meron tayong tinatawag na basis function. Okay, ang first step, una, acceptance muna na ang mga functions ay kayang i-approximate by the use of basis function. Actually, itong 1, cosine mx, cosine nx, sine mx, sine nx are the basis function. Okay? And in this example, we will demonstrate and show that the set 1 cosine mx, cosine nx, sine mx, sine nx on the interval negative pi to pi is orthogonal for all m not equal to n. So, meron tayo dito example from 1 to example 5. Yan ay mga example ng orthogonal functions. Now, yung ating example 6 to 8 ay mga non-orthogonal function dahil meron tayong makukuwang not equal to 0 after evaluating the integral. So, let's begin with the example. Okay, example number 1, let's try to evaluate the inner product of function 1 and sine mx dx in the interval negative pi to pi. So, we can take out 1 as our constant, and we will be left out by the integral of sine mx dx. So, what is the integral of sine x? That is negative cosine. And integral of sine mx is actually negative 1 over m cosine mx evaluated at the interval negative pi to pi. So, we can take out in here 1 over m, and then let's substitute the interval. Cosine m upper interval, cosine m pi minus cosine lower interval m negative pi. Alright? But remember that cosine is an even function. So, a cosine of, let's say, theta is equivalent to cosine of negative theta. So, take note of that. And therefore, we can say that 1 over m is equivalent to cosine m pi, right, minus this one, okay, cosine negative m pi is equal to cosine m pi. And therefore, you can clearly see that these two are equal and subtracting will yield to 0. Alright? And therefore, our inner product of 1 sine mx is equivalent to 0. Therefore, they are orthogonal. Example number 2, evaluate the inner product of 1 and cosine mx. So again, we will just do the same as example number 1. We can take out 1 as a constant and then evaluate the integral of cosine mx dx. And what is the integral of cosine mx dx? That is 1 over m sine mx. All right? Evaluated in the interval negative pi to pi. So we just need to substitute. Again, 1 over m is just a constant. We could take it out. And sine m pi minus sine of m negative pi. So I will just put negative in here. Right? And we all know that sine of pi and any multiple of pi is equal to 0. Because sine of 0 is 0, sine of pi is 0, sine of 2 pi is 0, 3 pi. So all multiple of pi will yield to 0. And this one also, regardless the uh, argument of sign, whether it is positive or negative, it will be 0. So therefore, this is equivalent also to 0. And the function 1 and cosine mx are also orthogonal, no similarities. All right? So example number 3, evaluate the inner product of sine mx, sine nx, m not equal to n on the interval negative pi to pi. In this case, we need to use some identity so that we can evaluate the integral more easily. So remember, sine theta sine p is equal to 1 half cosine of theta minus p minus cosine of theta plus p. In this case, when we substitute this form into our original inner product ng sin mx, sin nx, mas madali na natin ma-evaluate ang integral. So let us do the substitution. We have 1 half. Ilabas na muna natin 1 half as a constant. Then, let's put the remaining term inside our integral. So, ang mangyayari dyan, meron akong cosine, alright, mx at saka nx. Pwede natin i-take out yung ating x. Common kasi yun. So, ito ay magkakaroon ng cosine m minus n x. Alright. Minus cosine of taking out again the x so that we will have m plus n x. Then don't forget the x. Right. So we can now have two separate integral. No, we have in here 1 half, and then integral of negative pi to pi interval of our cosine m minus n x dx minus integral of our cosine m plus n x dx. Right. So here we all know that the integral of cosine m minus n x dx is just 1 over m minus n sine of m minus n x. And then we will evaluate this one in the interval negative pi to pi. Right? So this one is also will be integral of cosine x is sine x. So we will have in here 1 over m plus n sine m plus nx, then evaluated in the negative pi to pi interval. All right. So let's substitute. I have here 1 half. Okay. I can take out 1 minus n. That will be common to our first term. 1 minus n, and then let's evaluate the remaining term, sine m minus nx. Sine m minus n x. So that will be substituted by pi minus yung lower interval, sine m minus n times negative pi, right? Minus. So magkakaroon tayo dito ng 1 half. Okay, I distributed the 1 half. Then common din yung ating magiging 1 all over m plus n. And then we can evaluate na yung sine mx, m plus nx doon sa negative pi to pi. So we will have in here sine m plus n pi minus sine of m plus n times negative pi. So what we all know is that this m and n needs to be integer. So any values that m and n, regardless, we perform addition and subtraction, it will yield to an integer value and a multiple of pi. Any sign of angle multiple of pi is equal to 0. So all these terms will be equal to 0, right? And therefore, I can have in here 1 half. 1 minus m minus n. 0 minus 0 minus 1 half times 1 over m plus n times 0 minus 0. So therefore, the whole term will be equivalent to 0. And therefore, sine mx, sine nx, when our m is not equal to n, they are orthogonal to each other. Okay. Therefore, orthogonal. All right. All right. Example number 4. Evaluate the inner product of cosine mx, cosine nx with m not equal to n and the negative pi to pi interval. And we also need to use this identity so that again we can evaluate the integral more easily. So cosine theta, cosine p is equal to 1 half cosine of theta minus p, okay, plus cosine of theta plus p. Alright, so again, we will just substitute it to our original function in the integral, inside the integral. So, meron tayong 1 half, ilabas ko na yan. And then the remaining term inside the integral, which is our cosine. Again, mx, nx, that will be m minus nx. Plus the cosine in here, m plus nx. Alright, and then multiply ko sila sa dx. So we can treat again this integral into two separate individual integral of each term. So we have 1 half in here. Okay, I will just distribute the integral and the dx to these terms. Then we will have this one. The first is we will have the integral of cosine m minus nx dx plus the integral from negative pi to pi of our cosine m plus n x dx. So now, we all know that the integral of cosine m minus n x dx will be equivalent to 1 all over m minus n sine of m minus n x. And then we will just substitute the interval limit from negative pi to pi. And then the second term will also be having 1 plus m. So, 1 all over m plus n sine of m plus n x, right? From negative pi to pi. So we will just substitute our interval na given. 1 half m minus n. Tapos, so substitute ko yung interval natin. First is the upper interval, m minus n times pi. Alright. Minus sine of m minus n times negative pi. Alright. Plus 1 half times m plus n sine of m plus n, the upper interval into x, and then minus sine of m plus n, then the lower interval into x. Ito na po yung lalabas. So we all know that again, m and n must be an integer, and therefore their sum or their difference should be an integer. And any integer value will result this one, the theta of sine term will be in the multiple of pi. And again, sine with the theta multiple of pi will just yield to 0. So all these terms again are 0. So therefore, meron lang tayong again 1 half times 1 all over m minus n. Okay, 0 minus 0 again, plus 1 half all over m plus n, and then 0 minus 0. Okay, this is 0 and orthogonal. Therefore, our cosine mx, cosine nx when m is not equal to n is an orthogonal set or orthogonal pair. Right? Let's go to example number 5. So for example number 5, evaluate the inner product of sine mx, cosine nx, and this one, any value of n, any value of m, this integral or inner product will just result to 0, and they are orthogonal, regardless the value of m and n. But to integrate this one, we will use the identity sine theta cosine p, okay, is equivalent to 1/2 times sine of theta plus p plus sine of theta minus p, right? This is the identity that we will use, and just substituting it to our equivalent, to our inner product na original, then again we will have 1/2 taking out as this is a constant, then taking the integral of the remaining terms, sine of m plus n x plus sine of m minus n x dx, right? So what is the integral of sine? That is a negative sign. But we have this term in here. So we will have the integral of the sine m plus nx dx will be equivalent to 1 all over m plus n negative cosine m minus m plus n x plus integral of this one is 1 all over m minus n negative cosine m minus n x. Okay, both of them will be evaluated from the interval negative pi to pi. So we will have in here a common negative sign, so we can take it out and then bring to 1/2, and then I have here 1 over m plus n cosine of m plus n. So we substitute na, no, pwede na natin gawin yung ating mga intervals. So upper intervals, so this will be cosine m plus n pi minus cosine m plus n times negative pi, right? And then I have here plus 1 over m minus n cosine of m minus n upper interval into x, okay? And then minus cosine of n minus n lower interval into x. Ayan. So what we all know is that when we have this cosine theta, because of cosine function is an even function, a cosine theta is equivalent to cosine of negative theta. This one is equivalent to this term. This is also equivalent to cosine of m plus n pi. Alright? So as this one. This is also equivalent to cosine of m minus n pi. So that any integer multiple of pi with cosine will result to 1. We all know that, for example, cosine pi is 1, cosine 2 pi is 1, cosine pi is negative 1, cosine 2 pi is 1. So, and they are equal inside this bracket. So, this will result to 1 minus 1, equivalent to 0, negative 1 minus negative 1, equivalent to 0, with multiples of pi. So, we all know that this will become, in the end, 1/2. Sorry, ilabas ko na yung ating 1 over m plus n. And then, magkakaroon dito ng 1 minus 1. Okay, evaluating this m plus n pi by cosine, di ba? And then, meron akong ditong plus, 1/2, 1 all over m minus n. And then, magkakaroon din ako dito ng ganitong term, no? 1 minus 1. And therefore, it is clearly equivalent to 0. All these terms will be equivalent to 0. And sine mx, cosine nx is therefore orthogonal set, no, to each other. So, ano lang ibig sabihin nito? Kahit ano pang gawin mo, no, sine mx, cosine nx, wala yung pagkakapareho. Magkaiba nga sila eh. Sine and cosine. It will always yield to 0 regardless the value of our n and our m. Alright? So, pag nakakita kayo ng integral na ganyan, okay, from negative pi to pi na interval, 0 na agad ang resulta o wala silang similarities. Let's go to another example. So, this time we are given a problem, inner product of sine mx, sine nx. But this time, ang pinapagawa sa atin, yung ating mi equal to n. So, let us see kung meron tayong value na makukuha. First of all, if m is equal to n, then our problem will become the integral, no, the inside integral term sine mx, sine nx will become, let's say, we took the m, no, to replace n. So, we will have sine squared mx. Alright? And ang sabi, no, this is a non-orthogonal function. So, meron silang pagkakapareho. Alright? And then, ang makukuha ko daw dyan ay pi pag in-evaluate ko yan. So, let us do the math. But again, sine squared mx, medyo mahirap yan i-integrate. So, we will use the identity. And the identity that we will be using is, if you can remember, sine squared x is equivalent to 1/2 1 minus cosine 2x. So, yan. Isa-substitute natin dito sa ating original equation. No? So, magkakaroon tayo 1/2, ilalabas ko ulit. It's just a constant. And yung natira ay papasok ko sa loob ng ating integral. Again, from the interval negative pi to pi. Let's do that. 1 minus cosine 2x dx. So, we can have a two integral in here. First is the integral of this constant, and then the integral of this cosine 2x dx. So, hiwalay lang natin. First, unahin natin yung integral nito. Meron tayo dito 1 dx minus the integral from negative pi to pi of cosine 2x dx. Alright? So, what is the integral of dx? That is only x. So, I have here 1/2 times x. Tapos, i-evaluate natin siya from limit or interval na negative pi to pi. And cosine 2x is just 1/2, right? Sine of 2x. Tapos, i-evaluate natin from negative pi to pi. Yan. So, unahin natin itong term na to. Okay, unahin natin itong term na to. We will have 1/2 x. Oh, sorry. Siyempre, substitute na natin, no? Upper interval into x, pi minus pi. Minus, itong 1/2 na to, multiply ko pa doon. So, magkakaroon ako dito ng 1/4. And then, I have sine of 2 pi. Okay. Minus sine of 2 times negative pi. And again, we all know that a sine with an angle of multiple of pi will yield to 0. This one, 0. This one will also become to 0. So therefore, matitira na lang natin na term na ito ay itong walang sine function, which is pi minus pi, that is 2 pi, no? Okay. And then we will multiply it to our constant 1/2. So this will be equivalent to just pi. So therefore, when we have sine mx, sine nx, and therefore meron tayong m equals to n, yan ay meron ng similarities. Of course, nung kitang-kita naman sa example natin, sin mx, similar na similar sila. Kaya, hindi 0 ang lalabas sa ating inner product. In this case, pi. Okay, with the interval negative pi to pi. Alright, so this is not orthogonal and with similarities. Right? So, let's go to another example. So ngayon naman, meron tayong inner product ng cosine mx, cosine nx, and again, ipe-perform natin when m is equal to n. And nasabi, ang result daw niyan ay pi. So, yun pa rin, no? Let us use m in place of n. So, this will be equivalent to cosine squared mx dx. And we can use the identity cosine squared x equivalent to 1/2 1 plus cosine 2x. So, the only difference kanina, ito ay itong operator na ito nasa gitna ay plus. Ngayon ay minus kanina, no? Ngayon ay addition na yung gagawin natin. Alright? So, let's substitute this one to our original equation. We will have, labas natin si 1/2 negative pi to pi integral of 1 plus cosine 2x dx. So, we will have 1/2. So, magkakaroon naman tayo dito ng dalawang integral with these two terms. One is the integral of this constant 1 and then cosine of 2x. So, we will have in here integral from negative pi to pi of 1 times dx. Lagyan natin ito ng bracket, no? Plus the integral of negative pi to pi ng ating cosine 2x dx. Yan. The integral of dx is just x. And then, interval na i-evaluate natin siya, negative pi to pi. Plus, cosine of 2x, integral niyan ay 1 over 2 sine of 2x evaluated at negative pi to pi. Okay. This one will become 1/2. Okay. Upper limit into pi, into x, which is pi. Lower limit negative pi into x minus pi. So, nakikita nyo na rin yung resemblance, no? Actually, ang naiba lang naman to sa last problem natin, sine squared x. Okay? Etong negative kanina, ito ngayon, addition na. Right? So, this one is 1/2. Tapos, i-substitute natin uli yung ating interval into x. So, this will be 2 pi minus sine of negative 2 pi. And again, nagawa natin yan kanina and alam natin na sine 2 pi is 0. Sine of negative 2 pi is also 0. So, what is the remaining term na magkakaroon tayo? That is nothing but 1/2 times pi minus 2 pi is 2 pi. So, therefore, ito ay equal to pi. So, ito ay hindi rin orthogonal dahil meron tayong nakuha na value and therefore with similarities. Ulit nga, pag meron tayong similarities, ibig sabihin, pwede kong i-represent si cosine mx in terms of another cosine mx, no? Kailangan lang natin ng appropriate coefficient, but that will be for the next lecture. Let's go again to the next example, or the last example. So this one will be a very easy one. This is just 1 times 1 times dx. So it's just the integral, no, of or the inner product of 1 and 1, and then it will yield to just the integral of negative pi to pi of power dx. And we can say that this is x. We will evaluate it on the interval negative pi to pi. So what will be our final value? This is pi into x, the upper interval, minus negative pi into x, the lower interval is 2 pi. So this is just a very easy one. So guys, yan na, no? Tapos na yung ating 8 examples na nagpapakita, no? Mostly this will be the case ng set of our orthogonal functions. And actually, saan ba natin magagamit? Sa Fourier series, magagamit natin to pag nagpunta na tayo on how a Fourier series will represent a certain function, for example, harmonic function, at magagamit ko ang aking basis function to represent that function into Fourier series expansion. Alright, and marami pa, no? Marami pang iba, like representing a signal, doing convolution. Okay, i-discuss natin yon. I think this will be the end of our topic for today, inner product and orthogonal functions. I hope na na gustuhan nyo ang ating topic na ito and keep on watching Bertronics TV. Bye-bye!